Welcome back to our show. Once again, my name is Mrs. Augustina Anyanwu, and help me welcome my friend,
Mrs. Glory Ezema. Welcome back to our sweet home Africa. It's always a pleasure to have you as our viewers. All right, today again we have a great topic. It's called Creating Dependence Program in Africa. I know a lot of people will be wondering how and who are creating dependency program in Africa. All right, so we have realized that a lot of people in diaspora are fostering certain behaviors that are really pushing our people actually deeper into poverty instead of helping them to climb out from poverty level, because they give and give and give and give and give, and our people have become dependent on people in diaspora, that they're not making any effort to survive by themselves. So that's where the topic came from. So, my dear friend, I know we've lived here for a long time, and we had some people that are called people in pneumology that keep on giving and giving and giving. And I mean, my understanding is that when you give people something, it's to help them to grow on their own. But we have realized lately that people are asking and asking and asking. So let's hear some of the stories that you've heard, and then give a little insight on what is going on, and then also offer some advice that can help both people in diaspora and the ones at home. So my dear friend, go ahead and share with the audience what you know,
what I know
about the dependence program in Africa.
Yes. The point you call a dependency program, we're creating it unaware. Not that we know what we're doing, because we're doing it in the name of, okay, let's help our people back home. So eventually, the more you give, the more you get a more part-time job, the more you get 2 full-time jobs, and you're giving. When you look at people at home, majority of them, once you give them, they think it's money for spending. And some of them will have to even classify you as somebody that give them maybe $100, £100, or any other currency that those in diaspora use, that, oh, is that the only thing? And eventually, because you give them whenever they ask you, they don't do anything with it. So to me, I look at it like we don't have it here. And some of us, because of people at home, we go and take a part-time job so that we can be able to take care of our bills here and at the same time help them. But the more you give them, the more they ask you for something else. Like those, okay, help me pay my son's school fees. Once you pay that, oh, they're writing a book, or whatever, they're writing something, they're doing this, they're doing that, it becomes your own problem. They call you, this person call you, that person call you, that person call you, and then you will ask them, why can't you do something? Have they asked you such question before?
Yes.
They will ask you to do something for them. Oh, can you start a business for me? What? And when you ask them, it's not their business that you even have the money. It's not like they're borrowing it. They want you to open a shop for them. You got to pay for the shop and pay for whatever that will be in it, just to give it to them, because two of you coincidentally are related by birth. So they think it's your responsibility to carry them from beginning to the end. Even some of them want to get married. They want you to pay the dowry for them. They want you to pay for the wedding. Yeah. And then tell me, when they have children, what will happen? If they have a kid, it becomes your responsibility. If the landlord will need their money, it's your duty to pay monthly rent. This is the way I look at it. So I don't know what you have, how we can, cut down on that. I know that it's rather to teach somebody how to fish than to give them every day you come back from fishing, because you will give them for a lifetime, instead of teaching them how to fish so they can go and fish whenever they want and eat the quantity they would like to eat. So I don't know what you have to advise your people on that.
Thank you so much, my dear friend. I always like your advice. All right, my little thing that I need to add to what you said, actually, because you've almost said it all. One thing about receiving, it's okay to receive from someone, But my understanding, I think, which we have addressed in previous episode, is that when someone stretches their hand to help you, what they're doing is not saying that I'll take this responsibility forever. What they're doing is just like they're giving you a hand, a helping hand, so that you can climb up.
That's right.
So it's not like, I think I analyzed it before, it's not like when you're inside a hole, somebody throws a rope to you to climb up. What you do, you coil that rope in your hand and you sit back, waiting for someone to throw another rope for you. So what people in diaspora are doing, because I will speak because we're on this side of the world, we work constantly to make sure that we take care of our children here, and we also take care of our relatives at home. And the intention of doing that is that so that those relatives will be able to climb the ladder of success by themselves. Because what I have understood in life is that if you keep on receiving from someone, you will never be independent on your own.
That's right.
And you can never get rich from what
give
someone
somebody else.
Exactly. And you will never get rich from what somebody is giving you. So what we are doing here, people in diaspora, is like I said, if they give you money, you take that little money that they gave you. Think of what you can do with that money. Can you start a business? Even if it is too small, we always talked about humble beginning. Use it and start something. And then thank the person that have given it to you. So it doesn't mean that that person that have given it to you now has caused problem by starting to give it to you. That constantly you will call her and call him, and when she or he did not give you anything anymore, you become very upset. So I don't know where the idea came, where we come from, that let's say if you have 20 siblings, or if you have, let's say if you have 6 or 7 siblings and you're the oldest child, that it comes to everybody's mind that that oldest child will be responsible for all the siblings. From the time that they're small to the time that they get married till they get older, it will be the responsibility of that first child. The first child is there for a light, to be a light to the family. And as soon as that first child grows and maybe became wealthy, all he could do is to help to train the other ones in school, and the other ones have to fend for themselves. So it shouldn't be the responsibility of that older child anymore. He did not do anything wrong for being an oldest child. So it shouldn't be his responsibility that everybody would depend on him, and if he doesn't do that, it becomes a problem to the family. So it's like carrying a heavy burden and putting it on one person. We're all in this world as an individual, and we're all responsible for our own behavior and upbringing and doing whatever we can to make ourselves dependent, but not to depend on another human being to survive forever. So that's our point. My friend, that's what I have to say.
Dear, the point is not even that you're giving. I don't know, everybody have a different family. There are some of them you will give, they don't appreciate it. They say, is that the only thing she gave me? Or is the only thing he gave me? Chicken change, they call it. Because everything back home is in thousands anyway. So no matter what you give them, like my friend rightfully put it, some of us are so lucky we have 6, 7 siblings at home that will be calling you, and they have children too. And they forget that you're only one person. No matter how much you give them, it took a lot from you because it's only one source. And then while you're doing that, they're not catching it, like she said, to start up anything. Because the business they want to start, you don't even have the money unless you go to your credit union to borrow the money. And then they're expecting you to just give it to them free. Because, oh, you need to open a business for me. The way they will say it, as if you are responsible for their own being, is the attitude that myself, I don't know, everybody have a different, a different family. So you see people that don't appreciate what you give them, because to them, maybe some of them want 1 million, and you just give them 100 or 1,000. They don't appreciate it. So, and then when you get home, they're not doing anything with it, and you're working 2, 3 jobs here. So the issue now, to me, is what can people in diaspora do as to cut down and know that they are not responsible for the well-being or for the upkeep of their own siblings. So this is the thing, because a lot of us have mortgaged our life in order to be able to help them, and those that you're helping, God forbid anything happen and we get home. That's those that will ask you, since 100 years you travel, what did you do? You will be like, I was sending you money. They say, that chicken change? That's what you call money, and that's the point. So the fact remains, this is a new year, it's a new beginning. We just have to turn into a new leaf. We have to see what can we do to help our people get up, not to put them on some kind of a state where they just depend on you.
Exactly.
If you don't send them money, they're not going to eat. If you don't send them money, they're not going to do this. So that made them, they completely, because they're adults, they're grown men and women. Even if they're married, they depend on you, their children depend on you. And then you have your own responsibilities here. And it's causing a lot of problems. We don't sit down, we have 2 jobs. Then we doing anything to make sure they're living fine. So it's left for me and you. My friend, I think you have a better advice to give us, both those in diaspora and those that are still back home, so they know that when you give them money, they need to start whatever, anything they can do with that money, so that they can be able to fend for themselves. So that whenever you give them, it will be as a help. Not calling you every day, oh, I want that. Oh, my daughter didn't pay school fees. Oh, the landlord want to throw me out. Oh, we don't have money to eat. It's not your responsibility. They have to do something so that they can stand on their own 2 feet. What advice you have to give those of us that have 2, 3 jobs in order to help people at home?
Exactly. All right, thank you. What I usually do, because I'll do it based on the experiences that I have, what I do when I get calls from home and then somebody's telling me to give them something, the first question that I ask is that, what do you need the money for? So what I will advise people in diaspora is find out, because it's always good to help, because we come from actually, our family lineage and everything, we try to lift each other up, and
That's
which is
right.
we're not discouraging people from doing that. It's excellent, because once you're doing well, it's always good to help your brothers and sisters. But like we said, it's help.
Dependence.
Not like to take care of them forever. No human being can take care of another person, even your own child. You cannot take care of your child forever. You take them to a certain level, and then they become independent, and then they will help others. Because if if they keep on depending on everyone in diaspora, so that means they won't be able to even stand on their own feet to help others. So what I do is I ask the person, what do you want the money for? And let's say if somebody wants to start, let's say, poultry business, you give them the money so that they can start that poultry business.
That's right.
And then you give them a time frame, maybe like a year, and said, all right, after a year, just let me know how far you have gone. And just going back to the people in diaspora, actually back home, when someone gives you money and you start something, when that person sees that that thing is doing well, you don't even need to call the person. The person will even give you another
Bless you more.
Bless you more and say, I'm glad that this is what you did with the money that I gave you. So let's find out what they want to do with the money, not just to give it to them to put in their pockets. Because like I said, when it comes to cash, no amount of cash that you can give to someone that will sustain them forever, as long as they don't have anything that they're doing with that money to be able to get more. Even if it's $1 million, you give someone $1 million, that million will fly away if it is not channeled somewhere. So find out what your relative wants to do. Ask them what they're capable of doing. What is their gift? What are the talents that they have that they can develop? And then you'll be able to, channel that money towards that. And what I do is actually, when I give someone something, even if you lie to me and say you want to start a poultry business, and I give you money for poultry business, and you don't do that poultry business, it's fine. I will feel that I have done my own part well.
That's right.
So I don't expect another call from you because I have done my own part. And I don't get offended as an individual. Because when I turn around and think within myself, I said, I have done my best for him.
That's right.
So when you keep on doing that with each relative, so the ones that are doing better, you give them more. The ones that are not doing anything with it, you encourage them to do something. And then, so that they can lift themselves up, like I said, and lift others up too. And then once in diaspora, I always tell people, you cannot give what you don't have.
That's right.
Do if you have it, give. If you don't have it, don't kill yourself. Because unfortunately, like my friend said, if you kill yourself trying to please someone else, even if you get sick, sometimes I will call you and they say, why are you sick? What happened to you?
It's overworked.
They wouldn't even remember that it was them that were calling you and you worked more than that you were supposed to do. So like we said, it's always good to be kind and help others. but encourage them to be as independent as they can.
Yes.
Don't let them depend on you, because what you're doing, you are doing them disservice.
Enabling
Because
them
exactly,
to do nothing.
they will not stand on their own, and then they will not stand enough to be able to help someone else. So that's why it's very important. So that's my advice, my friend.
Nadia, you said it all. That's all we are trying to have is a better African, African countries. So if we keep on depending on those outside, we are not going to have it. We need to encourage them, assist them in whatever way possible so they can stand on their own feet, as to be able to pick somebody else up. Because if you're sitting down, you cannot help somebody else sitting down to get up. You got to stand up in order to pull somebody's hand up. So as a result, I'm saying we all need to, do soul searching, look around ourselves. Is there a way we are enabling our people back home for them to be dependent on us? Or is there a way that we are doing, encouraging them to stand on their own 2 feet, as to be able to, maintain their own family or help other people around them? So I think that's should be our episode today.
Exactly. And
Yes.
actually, there's something that I wanted to add, because as much as we're pointing to the ones at home, what I'm going to advise the ones at home is that I know we talked about employment, which is okay. I mean, in terms of everybody wants to be employed in a white-collar job. But at the same time, if you have a relative here that is giving you a little money, what they call chicken change.
The chicken change.
They call it chicken change
it.
because the tank is very small. You can use that chicken change if you can make beads, like the beautiful beads that my friend is wearing. Some people make it in the village. Actually, I remember there was a lady from Kenya that came over here and brought beautiful beads. And then we all bought it. So if you can make these beads, bring it to people in diaspora, I mean, they can sell it, or you sell it somewhere in the market. And then, I mean, there's so many things. Like I said, even making baskets, you can make baskets, you can make little stuff. That's exactly how people here became wealthy. So everything is not just going to the work, going to job, put on your suit and everything. So use your mind and think of what you can create, no matter how small. Even if it is 1 naira, depending on your currency in your country. 1 naira or 100 naira every week, by the time you turn around, it will be a lot of money. So you don't have to wait until you make 1 million one day, because when you're thinking of that million, like I said, it takes time. Even people that have made it, it took them a long time to get to where they are. But some of you see them when they are already
millionaires already.
Exactly.
And then you want to be like them.
Exactly.
You don't know what they went through. It's a process.
That's true.
Everything is a process. You got to start.
Yes. All right. So that's our episode today. We thank you so much for being our viewers again. And we love you, our brothers and sisters at home. And like we said, your brothers and sisters in diaspora, they're doing their best.
Working so hard, day and night has to be able to help.
And life is not easy here. I know the grass is always green on the other side. We all look so glamorous, which is very good. But at the same time, we every minute of the day, we're all thinking of you people at home to see what we can do to help. But when that little chicken change gets to you, try to see what you can do exactly with that chicken change, so that at least it can become bigger than a chicken change.
You can buy chicken with it.
Exactly.
Where's the chicken? This is chicken change.
Chicken change. All right, so thank you so much once again. And it's the beginning of the year, so we have so many episodes ahead of us, with so many guests that will be coming. So we'll be looking forward to you watching us again next week on our Sweet Home Africa. So remain blessed.
All right. Once again, as usual, we say thank you for watching us. And thank you for subscribing and sending it to your friends and the well-wishers, your co-workers. Just spread the news. Send it around. And send it out. Please don't be stingy with it. And continue to send us your comments, requests, anything confusing, you can reach us. So remain blessed as you watch us, and may God bless you and continue to guide and protect you.